इस वक्त तर्जुमान दफ्तर खारजा डॉक्टर मोहम्मद फैसल इस्लामाबाद में हफ्तावार प्रेस ब्रीफिंग दे रहे हैं। आइए आपको बराह रास्त ले चलते हैं।
Resolution of any listing issue should be by consensus through objective dialogue and consultations within the 1267 committee framework and most importantly without politicization. Over the last few years, many states, including Pakistan, have been concerned at an increasing trend of politicization of this committee, including attempts to include matters that are unrelated to the technical criteria. In this case as well, we witnessed politically motivated attempts manifested through calculated leaks, particularly in the Indian media, about matters in the committee which are strictly confidential. The current listing proposal has been agreed after all political references, including removal of attempts to link it with Pulwama and maligning the legitimate struggle of the Kashmiris in Indian-occupied Jammu and Kashmir for realization of right to self-determination. Pakistan maintains that terrorism is a menace to the world. This includes the Indian state-sponsored terrorism against innocent Kashmiris in Indian-occupied Jammu and Kashmir, including the inhuman use of pellet guns and human shields, which finds no parallel in the civilized world. Indian occupation forces continue to massacre Kashmiris, enjoying judicial immunity with impunity through draconian laws. We will continue to provide diplomatic, political and moral support to our Kashmiri brothers and sisters. The Indian media's attempt to build a narrative claiming it as a quote-unquote victory for India and validation of its stance are thus absolutely false and baseless. Our position is in line with the statements of the Prime Minister, Imran Khan, who clearly stated that there is no space for any proscribed organization or its affiliates to operate from Pakistani territory. Our resolve for countering terrorism in all its forms and manifestations and our national action plan. And I thank you all, and we will take the questions. Mateen Saab.
Thank you, Mr. Spokesman. You explained the things in detail. Ultimately, what do you think what will be the negative impact on Pakistan? So is Pakistan going to lose anything after this designation of Maulana Masood Azhar by this UN committee? And where we see the role of India? Can you explain the role of India that have been very effective in countering the Indian propaganda against Pakistan and linking of Masood Azhar with Pulwama attack and other things? Of course, it was.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. The question is, this was the fifth attempt to list Maulana Masood Azhar. Our concern was that his alleged linkage with the struggle in Indian-occupied Jammu and Kashmir, this was not agreeable to us. Hence, he could not be listed previously. This time, we were able to have that removed. Once that is removed and it is recognized that the struggle in Indian-occupied Jammu and Kashmir is purely indigenous and is for the realization of right to self-determination as envisaged in the UN Security Council resolutions, then we had no objection to it. But there is no negative impact on it because the listing entails three things. One, assets freeze of the individual. Two, arms embargo on the individual. And three is the travel ban. Of course, which would be accordingly implemented where required. Ji. Ji Zahid Saab. Zahid Saab.
सर एक तो आज अफगानिस्तान की तरफ से छोटे जो हमला हुआ है उसके ऊपर आप क्या कहना चाहेंगे?
जी हम उसको कंडेम करते हैं और एक प्रेस रिलीज अभी इशू हो रही है जी बड़ी तफसील से उसके ऊपर। खाया साहब जी।
सर इस वक्त जो अफगानिस्तान की जो सूरत हाल है, क्या हम ये कह सकते हैं कि अफगानिस्तान के मसाइल अब किसी फैसला को नतीजे की जान बढ़ रहे हैं, अगर नहीं तो उसमें रुकावट है?
हम चाहते हैं जी वी आर फॉर एन अफगान लेड अफगान ओन सोल्यूशन to the problem and conflict in Afghanistan, and we are very hopeful that something good will come through dialogue and negotiations. Metla Saab ji.
Thank you so very much, sir. Sir, it was already being discussed that Masood Azhar is going to be designated as terrorist. I just wanted to ask whether China has consulted with Pakistan, and has it been declared by the consent of Pakistan as well after consultation with China?
Ji, it is a consultative process. You must have seen the press release or a reply to a question that has come out yesterday from the Chinese spokesperson. He also has spoken of a consultative, coordinative process within the framework of the 1267 committee that has led to this decision. And of course, when there is no objection, then this happens.
शुक्रिया सर। सैंक्शंस कमेटी में जो मसूद अजहर की लिस्टिंग हुई है, क्या ये किसी तौर पर जो फैटिग की लिस्टिंग है, ग्रे लिस्टिंग है पाकिस्तान की, क्या उससे इसका कोई ताल्लुक है? जो नेक्स्ट वीक मीटिंग आ रही है, एक रिव्यू मीटिंग जो फैटिग की, क्या उसका ताल्लुक है?
नहीं जी, इट इज अ सिक्योरिटी काउंसिल प्रोसेस। फैटिव इज अ सेपरेट प्रोसेस, उसको सेपरेटली डील करेंगे जी। ईसा
Sir, you have explained that there are, like after the listing of this individual, there are certain sanctions that have to be imposed. Can you clarify, is it about the individual only, or some organization that you might have representative at a certain point in time? And how does Pakistan implement all these sanctions that come with this listing?
It is about the individual only जी, who is being listed. So travel ban और ये तीनों चीज़ें जो हैं accordingly इस individual के बारे में लागू कर दी जाएंगी जी। जी जनाब आ रहे हैं।
Zaid from Sama TV, sir, some reports and US media की पाकिस्तान पर वीजा पे पाबंदियां वायद कर दी गई हैं और कल हमारे कमिश्नर की तारीख कुछ आती है, आप क्या कहें?
नहीं जी, हमने इस पर प्रेस रिलीज कर दी, ऐसी कोई चीज़ है नहीं जी। अनस
Doctor, thank you so much. You said that he was not listed in links with Pulwama terrorism in Kashmir. Would you like to clarify on what ground was he listed? Specifically, on what ground was he listed?
on linkage with Jaish-e-Mohammed, and it is in public domain. अभी उनकी वेबसाइट अपलोड हो गई। खालिद साहब पीछे जी।
तर्जुमान दफ्तर
इस्लामाबाद में तर्जुमान दफ्तर खारजा डॉक्टर मोहम्मद फैसल हफ्तावार प्रेस ब्रीफिंग कर रहे थे। कहना उनका यही था कि मौलाना मसूद अजहर को अक़वाम मुत्तहिदा पाबंदी कमेटी की फहरिस्त में शामिल कर दिया गया है। निहत्ते कश्मीरियों पर पैलेट गन्स का इस्तेमाल किया जा रहा है।